In this video, we'll see the different tools that we have in the sculpt mode. So let's go with our basic cube with Control 3, for example. Increase the level of subdivision here until 8 maybe. Yeah, even 9 might be good. Yeah, good, maybe, yeah. Let's see here with wireframe how it looks. Yeah, it's enough with 8. So we apply that and now we come into our sculpting tool here, our sculpting interface. So I will just enable this and I will show you basically the most important tools, in my opinion, are the grab here, the draw sharp here, and the clay strips or the clay. And for sure the smooth that you use always with shift. So basically you will make your shape, the global shape that you want with the grab tool here. It's very easy to manage. So for example, let's say inside view, for example, we just take a big stroke like this, a big tool, and we will start to manage the shape that we want, okay? So with the grab tool, not with that one. Good. And now you can start to manage shape. So let's say we'll have a big neck here. Okay, that comes over there. And maybe here into side view, we will add still shape here, basic shape, just very basic. But you can see that just to manage a global shape of what you want, you can really play with this kind of tool here. The grab one is very important. In front view, after you just adapt the global shape that you want. Let's say I would like to make a kind of reptile here. Okay, so reptile shape. I can increase here for the details of the eyes. Okay, maybe put back this here. Increase this to have something more sharp over there as well. Okay, and then you will just start to make the shape that you want. Okay, so quite easy to understand. The grab one works pretty well for that. Then you have here, maybe I will increase that. Okay, something like this, a little here. Good. So now what you can do with this, while you have your shape, you can play with other settings here on another tool that is very useful. It's here the draw, the simple draw here. So we can manage the strain to have less and more. But for example here, just with air, we will start to remesh this. Okay, and with Control R, apply that. And here you can, for example, here just with not too much strain, start to draw here with Control and start to make the holes for the eyes, for example, over there. Okay. So let's add this maybe. Good. And you want to smooth, you just use the Shift key. I will put back here the screencast keys over there. Thank you. Please. Yes. Okay, good. And then you come back. I switch a lot between grab and this because sometimes I just want to make more expressions, for example, to add this kind of shape like this. Okay, and then I come back to that one here, the draw here. Okay, so just to add more details over there, for example. Okay, then I want to maybe remove a little here, make more shape here, add some details over there. So it's very good to add the basic details for a shape there. For example, maybe we want something with a nose. And then after, you can just start to make the shape here just with Control key. Okay, so you see that very easily you can start to make the shape looks good. And then after, you want to add more division maybe. Okay, so we'll go with something lower, not too low. Let's say something like this might be okay. Okay, and then we make Control R. Now we have more division, and we can start and we can continue to start. And so you see, just with the draw and the grab, you have already a lot of possibilities there. Okay, so and it works pretty well. Okay, you can play with this very easily. So another one that is important in my opinion is the here the draw sharp. Okay, so the draw sharp can help you to create some wrinkles, for example here. So if you have a very little one, you can create some little details into your model. Okay, for example, or with a bigger tool you can make some crease, for example, into your model with maybe a strain not too much. Okay, you can make, if we invert the tool with Control, you can see that you make this kind of shape like that. That could work well into that model, for example. Okay, still I maybe don't want this. Okay, and you can increase and increase the sharpness of some places into your design just like that. Okay, very easily. As you can see, it works. Or let's say we want to create the mouth of this kind of reptile here. So we could just go with a big one and with the Control key, not with the Control key, but maybe with a strong one, maybe 0.7. Let's see how it will work to create this basic shape. Okay, it works not that bad. Maybe something like this. Okay, and maybe we come back here to increase that level. Good, so we have kind of dinosaur shape here. And just after, we can just be so be sure to be in front of the geometry or it will not work well. Maybe this might be better. Okay, good. So now after, you can just add more geometry into the lips, for example, with the draw tool here, and add more definition into that maybe. Okay. You can come back with the shift key. Okay, increase a little the sharpness of this maybe with the Control key and the draw sharp again. Okay, and you can just create things like that. So with not too strong, 0.3 might be good. Okay, something like this, and then you can smooth down this part. Good. You want more here, you add more here, and etc, etc. You can see it's just a matter of time you spend into your model. If you want to crease your model, you have the crease polish and the crease sharp. So let's say, for example, we would like to crease a little this mouth here. So we just have to make this kind of shape, okay? Very easily. So this one is the polish, so you can see it polishes around, and you have the other one here that is more strong. Okay, so be careful of this one. Maybe the strength is really strong for the crease sharp, but yeah, let's keep the polish for that. Okay, maybe not that big tool and not that strong. Okay, and now you can just make something sharper over there. Okay, let's say good. Again, if you want to increase the sharpness of this crease over there, you can just go there and pass into it, just maybe with less strains. 0.1 might be good. And you can see that now if you smooth around, you will have a clean shape over there. Good. So you just add your eyeballs here and you will start to have a basic character just like this. So another one that I like here to use is the clay. The clay strips here helps to create some really, if you want to build your shape, okay? So let's say, for example, we will have big muscles over there. Okay, we'll use this tool with a strength near 0.3, might be okay. And then you just draw like that, okay? Draw like if you would draw around the shape of this muscle that you want to create. So, and you follow the line of this muscle here, okay, so it will create a shape like that. Say we'll have a double thing here, and then after you just smooth everything with a big smooth, just like this, okay, with shift key. So you will just create the basic shape of your muscle over there, okay? And you can even come back with the crease here to increase the sharpness here around the muscle. You can see that it works pretty well. And you can even make a direction more on this muscle like this. Okay, so yeah, can be useful as well to add some muscles in some places. This muscle is not really well in the place that it should be, but yeah, you can see how it works basically. Here you have the blob option that, as it says, creates some blobs. Okay, so very easy to understand. If you add more, if you want to create some kind of sports or things like that, just play with different sizes. Okay, so let's say here you add one size, a little everywhere like that, and then after you increase a little the size and you add more. Okay, and let's say after you decrease a little the size and you add more between them. Okay, so you want to create a kind of bad skin, really not beautiful, and so you will just create this kind of basic shapes just like that, and it will work very well for the purpose of the sculpting, as you can see here. So you will have this kind of result. So works well as well. Here you have the inflate or deflate. So inflate or deflate, it's just increasing or decreasing. It's exactly the same tool that, like in edit mode actually. Yeah? So it just when you use control, it will just remove some geometry like this. So let's say into that area we would like to remove some, or with this one here, the normal one here. So it will, if you use a big one, it will create this kind of shape over there very easily as well. Okay, so it can be good to add some geometry. Let's say we would like a kind of double crest here, a big one. We make a control R when we see that we don't have enough geometry, and again we add and we add more geometry. Another control R might help. Okay, more, and then we start to make this kind of creased over there. Okay, so then after you make a control R, you smooth everything here, and then you could, for example, create a better shape on top view with the J1, with the G1, so the grab here. Okay, let's go for this and create a kind of shape like that. Might look a little better. Okay, so you can see that you are free to do what you want in sculpt mode actually and create really the shapes that you want to create. So it's a very powerful tool. I come back here with this kind of options here to show you a little how it works basically if you want to sharpen that. Okay, so I will add more sharpness into this here and there, smooth a little around. And so yeah, you see that you will increase and increase the level of details here. Okay, so basically that's what I will use the most often. You have more specific things that you can use and that can be useful in some cases. So for example, here you have the layer one. So the layer one will add a layer like it says. So it will be really something, a good advantage of this one is that you can come back into the first stroke and it will not increase more. Okay. So this is something that can be very useful to draw a shape like that. Okay. And with Control key for adding a new layer like this very easily, so easy to understand. Okay, so here we have the fill deepen. So let's come back into the layer and make something like this. Good. Okay, so let's say you would like in that area to fill that space. You come with this and it will fill the space. Very easily to understand. Okay, very easy to understand this one. Here we have the flatten contrast, so it just flatten or contrast more. If you use the flatten, it will just flatten, as it says. If you use the contrast, so if you increase, if you use the control key, it will increase the details, okay, and show more the details like this. Okay, so be careful, it can make crazy things as well. Okay, here you have the plateau, so everything will be into a plateau that is related to the view. Sometimes it can be useful as well. And here you have a scrape multiplane that helps you to create this kind of crease like that. Okay, and it will automatically detect outside. So in that case, for example, I would like something here with more strength. Okay, and increase and scrape this like this. Okay, so yeah, can be useful in some cases. You have the real scrape. So the real scrape is a very useful one if you want to create these shapes over there, something like that. Okay, it's a kind of bevel actually. If you have something sharp in front of you and that you want to break it, you use this tool. So you can put it at 1 here sometimes and just make a single stroke like this. Will bevel everything. You can see the result here. So sometimes it's useful. Here you have the smooth. So the smooth is exactly the same that we use with Shift key. So you can manage the strength of the smooth. And the trim here, yeah, the trim will just again create something like this. Okay, so it will trim. Then you have all the move here. So you have the grab, the elastic snake hook that we did see already. You have the grab 2D here that can be interesting as well. The boundary here, I don't use it that much here. You have here the nudge and the pinch magnify, the pose and the pull. Honestly, these ones, I don't use them that much, except, sorry, for the pinch magnify that I like to use when I want to pinch something. It's very useful to sharpen some places. Like for example, here, if I want to sharpen that and have something sharpen, I want to sharpen some places and I can, okay? So it can just help you to sharpen this. Can look good like this, okay? And then after you have more specific specific ones. Yeah, the snake hook, as we said. So if you want to create really good horns or things like that, you go with dynamic topology in that case. Okay. Maybe increase a little the size of the non-dynamic topology here. So maybe if we go to 60, something like that. No, not 60. It was the invert actually. So 1, maybe 2, let's say, just for start. Yeah, it will create good shape now. So let's say you would like to create horns like this. A good direction, something like this. Okay, good. And you will have a shape of an horn that you can come back after. Maybe if you want to inflate it in some cases, in some places you just inflate a little the entire one, like this, and you will have a nice shape here. Let's put some others here with the snake hook. Again, maybe over there. Not really that much. Less big maybe, something like that. And maybe something like this here. Okay, we'll have a dragon. Looks more like a dragon. So here you can really play with the settings here. If you want to sharpen it, you just smooth it a little like this. And then after you come back maybe to the basic shape into the base of the horn, you can add more details with this one, for example, just to add more here, for example, over there. So maybe not that one without the dynamic topology, or it will slow down, as you can see. I will just make a Control R and smooth down all of this. Okay. And let's say, yeah, I would like to add more kind of root shape for this one here. As you can see, it might work well. Good. It will make the shape more interesting. Again, I can do that here. Turn around the object. Good. Add more definition into that. And then you can see that you will have a basic shape quite easily, actually. Working with that is a kind of freedom of creation. You will really can create anything you want with sculpting and a little of time of practice. So the goal is to practice the tools, practice, and practice again. It's very important. If you don't practice your toolbox, you are not it will be difficult to create good things. In the beginning, when you make sculpting, you will make some let's say potatoes potatoes shapes, and it's totally normal. I mean, here I'm just with the mouse, with the draw tablet, it would be better, but you can imagine the freedom of creation that you have with that. Okay, so just with simple tools here, having a basic shape already can be very good like this. Maybe I want something a little more sharp over there, so I can come back with the crab one here into side view, take the right place, and maybe go there a little more like a dragon shape here. Depends of the dragon that you want to make. So what is good in that case, for example, you could continue and increase the level. What is good here is to just add eyeballs, can really help for that. So what you do in that case, you just make shade smooth here for just an eye, and just you place it well into the space. So let's place it here into the ball and into the hole that we did create. The eye has to be, is bigger usually than what we think, so maybe this size might be good in that case. Good, so now I will add a modifier. This modifier will be a mirror, and I will take this object as a reference for the mirror object. Like this, it will go directly there into the other side. Now I can come back into my object here and come back to sculpt mode. So I might maybe use this one to add more definitions to the eyes, around the eyes. So maybe I will grab a little this space over there. Okay, and then I will start to draw around with this. Good. So now I can add more here with the clay strips maybe, or maybe just a simple draw. You will come back into the tools here to see the tool. Okay, the strength is good. Now I will just can increase the detail for the eyes itself, so add maybe more definition there. As you can see, it works pretty well to add more expression and to add more details. Good, so we are good with something like this. Now I would like to sharpen this and move this, so you can see after it's just a matter of time that you spend into your sculpt here. Okay. And you increase and increase the level of details just by using the tools that we have in front of us here. Okay, maybe I want to sharpen this a little and add a line over here. Good. So you can see that it's quite easy to create good geometry just for a simple design of dragon like this. Okay. In the next video, we will see more tools that we can use. We see that all these ones we did not touch it for now. So most of them we will use them more specifically, let's say. But yeah, I want to show you that into the next video, but only with the basic ones that I show you already. You can create very simply all the shapes that you want.